Hello there, thank you for joining me. This video is about the condition of Mercury when it's combust, when it's Cazimi or hemmed. So although this is actually happening soon in May, we're 10th of May 2026 now, but it's happening from tomorrow when it's getting hemmed. But it's always, you can have a look at your chart and have a look or look in the skies because these situations can occur quite frequently. And in the light that Mercury is a planet, personal planet, like the Sun and Venus, it's very important to know about these things that are going on in the skies because Saturn, Jupiter, and the nodes help us long term. But these planets, interpersonal planets, they're very important on our day-to-day life. And I've always have reiterated on this channel that Mercury, always look after your Mercury. Mercury and Rahu rule this time when it's time of technology and communication. So it's very important to know. Okay, so on the global things, on the more sort of worldly stuff that's going on, when this is happening, it's obviously going to be, there could be blackouts, there could be like stuff going down. We could have issues like when you go to the ATM to get some money out, there could be issues. They could eat up your card, or you can forget your PIN number, or it could simply be things, for example, that you are much more aware of the news and thinking that maybe there's more discernment going on, where you're thinking, oh, I don't know if that's fake news or something. It really is a really interesting times. So let's just get on with what's going on. I'm going to share the chart of this moment, which is quite telling itself. So here we go. Okay, just going to get rid of this. Okay, so as you can see in the skies now, we have Mars actually has moved into its own sign, and this planet's Mercury being hemmed is happening in Aries, and it's happening whilst Sun is just come out of its exaltation degree of in Aries, sidereal Aries. But obviously Mars rules this sign, and Sun is exalted in that sign. So Sun is friendly with both Mercury and Mars. Mercury is not happy being in Mars. They're just enemies, these two planets, so they don't work very well together. And this sign as well is very fast sign, Aries, so very much puts a lot of energy into everything. So when two malefics are either side of a planet, oh, excuse me, I don't know what happened there. Okay, I'm going to just relaunch that whilst this is happening. So basically, when this happens, when two malefics, which Sun, although I think Sun is quite a mild, mild sort of malefic, but definitely planets like Saturn and Mars, the nodes are considered to be very much like malefics into you know, in the scheme of things. Excuse me 1 second, I'm just going to just very quickly do this. That's very interesting, wasn't it? Just talking about Mercury, and then all of a sudden we have this situation where I was just saying things can go wrong. And it did. Incredible. So I'm assuming this is still recording. Yes, it is. So that's fine. Okay, so Mercury is oh look, because sorry, it hasn't actually quite moved in. So let's just do that, because I think it moves in. Mercury, I'm recording at 13:47:48 UK time. Let's go forward, and you can see Mars is 29:27 of Revity. If I just go forward quickly, it will move into on 11th. Here we go. Okay, apologies for that. So basically, you can see that Mercury is between Mars and Sun. This can happen also if, say, for example, Mars was there and Sun was in Taurus. So that could also hem a planet. So this is Pavakatari yoga. So what it means is the planet is being really has got lots of pressure on it. So in the mundane astrology, you know that there could be a lot of things going on with this media and social media. There could be a lot of people being caught out for lying. You could have a lot of bots or trolls, things like that going on. And also in our own lives, we could just be overthinking, feeling pressure about, like, friends want you to do this, family want to do this, there's pressure on you to do with work, pressure with the bills. So all of that could be just like creating this steam, like a pressure cooker thing with us, you know, when this is going on. Also, this sign is a very, you know, fiery sign. Sun is fiery, Mars is fiery. So, you know, there is a lot of, ouch, there's so much going on. You can just overload your mind, and as a result get not just mental fatigue, physical and emotional fatigue as well. So anyway, just a little background on Mercury. As I said, Mercury is I have lots of videos on it because it's just such an important planet. Truly, I think Mercury and Rahu, the two planets that we need to really kind of study well in order to advance ourselves, because also Mercury is an adolescent, it's a child basically of the zodiac, so you can learn really quickly. It naturally rules Gemini and Virgo, and its more dracona and exaltation sign is in Virgo. And it is a very, very practical planet, so you can really work on it and see the results of it really quickly. It's extremely friendly with Venus. When people have got Venus and Mercury together, it's like real refinement, pleasure. They literally have, it's just got a lot of grace, and that could be when Mercury is in its signs. It doesn't have to be necessarily with Venus, but yeah, they project beautifulness onto each other, really. So that's something else to consider. So after this hemming that's occurring for Mercury, I'm especially, you know, I mean, there could be other times that Mercury is also hemmed, but this is unusual where it's hemmed, it's combust, and it's coming to its Cazimi, where it's going to be within a degree of the sun, all happening in this sign. So it's interesting time. And so basically I just wanted to just say other things about it as well. So Mercury is basically rules what would be technology and communication. So again, Rahu as well is about technology. So it's interesting that these two planets kind of are friendly towards each other too. So that's another thing to bear in mind. So this video is going to explore a combust Mercury and also a Cazimi one. And remember that this can happen in the skies in transit, and also can be in your natal chart as well. So and the you know, like the degree of combustion for it is 14 degrees. But my old teacher, Mark Boney, always said that Mercury even works well within 8 degrees of the sun. So don't ever worry about that, and don't think just because you got a situation where it could be 2 degrees, 1 degree away, that's like it's doom and gloom. Really and truthfully, that's not true, because even your D9, your natal chart, your D9, all of that, although people say it's what you will become after you are 35, you still evolve and grow as you experience things in life. I actually do not accept it as absolute truth, because I know so many people who, by just working on themselves, they've managed to achieve so much more than either of their charts have actually shown. So basically, so I wanted to just talk a little bit about what's going on, regarding these things. So this is like a sign that is, when basically Mercury has an impact on Mars, or Mars has got an impact on Mercury, is quite a difficult one, because Mars is just logical, but it's like very energetically, it's very when it's in, like, say, Gemini, for example, it's very all over the place, you know, like you could just like be interested in this one minute, interested in another thing. So it doesn't give very good focus. And this is what's happening with Mercury right now. The focus is not there. So Mercury actually matures at the age of 35, but I think it just goes on getting better and better and better. The color for Mercury is green and rules nature, plants and trees, seeds, all those kind of things. It controls our skin, digestive system, and as well as our nervous system and speech. It rules hands too, so how practical you are is ruled by Mercury. It is the significator of decision making, mental clarity, self-expression and skills, learning, rules and teaching. Rules and teaching are all sorts of things to do with. All establishments are now to do with education and deal with teachers. News outlets, stock market, currency, money, maths, focus, your ability to be flexible, how you learn, your memory, your practicality, your time management, your discernment, your gains from investments, anything to do with film, cinema, fast food, leisure time, walking, exercise, gossip and gossiping, being superficial, because remember, Mercury is only skin deep. This is the interesting thing. So sometimes it can get itself into trouble by being quite sort of surface and shallow. It can create issues between people by gossiping. It helps you budget, travel, the arts, Hollywood, social media, any form of communication, and even pigeon mail and mail, computers, internet, puzzles, humor, wit, comedy and copying. All of these are significations of Mercury. So your Mercury, obviously, at birth, it's very much dependent on what it is. So say, for example, this person was born today, you will know that this person has got because Mars is there, and whenever Mars is there, it owns that sign. So, you know, this person is fast thinking, fast moving, and probably doesn't think, and is more reactive to things. So it's more likely to just go and do something, or rather than planning and putting some sort of format into place before actioning something. So those sorts of things are quite interesting to see, you know. So basically, badly positions can give you eczema, digestive issues. So somebody like this, for example, can be somebody who, because also Mars is aspecting the fourth house, so you could drive really fast and get them. And also because Mars also rules the eighth house of, say, if this was like, I don't know, for example, this was Aries ascendant, although he says, don't worry about that. So because it also rules the eighth house, so it could be somebody who actually just gets in the car and just drives, not really looking left or right, and cause an accident. So it's really interesting thing to see, really. And also because it naturally rules the third and sixth house of the natural zodiac. So it's very, anytime you put effort into just improving your skills, yourself, your path, anything like that, it gives you so much in return. And so, as I was saying, digestive issues can also be caused by badly positioned Mercury. In transits, you can also, like, for example, break your hand, depending if it affects Mercury or your third house. And things like tics or Tourette's, swearing and cursing, all of those are things that can be to do with acne, anything like that, positioned badly in your chart. And if it is kind of quite a difficult situation, like, for example, Mercury in Mars sign and and say it's hemmed as well. So it can actually give you like very kind of dark outlook on life. So it can give mental health issues. But again, as like with anything, all of those things can be worked on. There's no such thing as that, and there are lots of remedies. I'm thinking about doing a workshop at some point, because last 4 years I have learned something called reset clearing, which is much more what I'm involved in at the moment, has been last 4 years. And maybe I can do something about that really at some point. Anyway, so it's fast-moving planet, and you can definitely work on it, as I said. Breath work, walking in nature, just generally walking, martial arts, painting, arts and crafts are excellent remedies for Mercury, because not only do they just give you like time for your mind to just rest, because you don't want to overthink, which is this situation creates when the planet is combust and hemmed. But also what it does, it can allow you to just go within a bit more. So making lists, journaling, doodling, and creative writing are really good ways. Even like putting up shelves, so you can actually go through YouTube and find, say, for example, how to repair a washing machine, or how to put a shelf up, or how to do tapestry, anything like that. And that all of those are really good to help this. If you're at Makaka, or your soul planet, which is not the nodes obviously, but if the other planets are have got the highest degree, then that planet is your soul planet. So if, say, for example, Mercury has got the highest degree, so it's 27 degrees or something in your chart. So in this chart, if I look at it, so obviously moon is 13, 16. So it looks as though actually Venus is, because I'm not counting the nodes. Venus will be the Atmakaka of this chart. But if Mercury was at that degree, then you know that is your soul planet. So Mercury as Atmakaka planet, even if it is combust, hemmed, whatever, it means that you are multi-talented, friendly. But obviously that friendliness with friends depends on how good your chart is. So if it's a difficult chart, it could be that you make friends quickly, but actually through bad or poor communication, you could lose friends quickly too. So again, you can remedy that. And so there's no such thing as I think there's no such thing as a bad placement or anything bad, because there's always, life is like that. There is good and bad in everything. So we can definitely do the inner work. In this situation, obviously, we can see that it can be hasty, can project own issues on others, and be impulsive. Now, Cazimi in the natal chart gives you focus on the now. So that is very, very interesting about Cazimi. So I think if I go forward with this, I think on the 11th, if I remember correctly, yes, you can see. So Mercury is 29 degrees. I think it's actually 14th and 15th. Yes. Or maybe just like go back a little bit, an hour or so. Anyway, you get it, don't you? So yeah. So basically, if it is Cazimi, then you actually, because of the purification that happens, you utilize your Mercury slightly differently. So because the sun helps it, you can actually go within a bit more. So what it does, as I said, focuses on now, inability to change or plan or be flexible can be, which are some of the things to do with the combustion as well. They can be rectified a bit more with the Cazimi. So Sun and Mercury obviously are friends anyway. So when these two planets intertwine like this, then it brings the quality of the Sun into the equation, which is self, the soul, ego, intelligence, the soul's journey, bosses, leaders, royalty, etc. These are all significations of the sun. But you can use this effectively without all the selfishness of the sun. And this can be also where you can plan really effectively, intelligently, and intellectually, execute ways to develop self, as the influence is more on myself, my needs, and what I want to achieve, checking how aligned you are. You know, this could all be like, you could be asking yourself, what's my purpose, and how do I and get the clarity required. The Cazimi can sort of burn away and purify, or help to let go of stuff that's exhausted us mentally and emotionally, making space, decluttering of the mind and computers, cupboards, etc. What is important, you know, those all help. What is important to me and how to step forward. It is all literally true celebration of being in the now and focusing on a new chapter of your life. These are all the things that can be welcomed, not just to all of us, but if you got it in your chart, you obviously know what that's like. But during this time, and as the obviously you saw that Mercury was hemmed, you know, it's not really good time to be making important decisions. These are just the planning and journaling and setting goals. And then once Mercury becomes stronger, which it will become stronger once it's, you know, as you can see, things will just move on. It's ahead of, you know, you can just see within, you know, it can work pretty well. And so as this it was actually working better anyway when it was in Taurus, because it's friendly with Venus, and now it's in own sign with friendly planet Venus, and they can all kind of really work well together as such. So, you know, and so it will be like it rises from the ashes, and you will be more triumphant in realizing your dreams. So this is a really celebrated time. So I'm just going to tell you about the different ascendants. I'm just going to go back to the 11th. Maybe actually go back to the 14th. Yeah, so I'm going to just do it from here. So basically, well, this has started on Taurus. Let's do it from Taurus ascendant. So for Taurus ascendant, this is very much about, and this is a time where, you know, this is happening in your 12th house. So it's really letting go and being okay with cutting things out of your life, which have been really dragging you down. You've given you sleepless nights, and you'll be able to action things with much more determination now, because also Mars is in place and own sign really, really strong. So help that. So although, you know, like this could give you like money issues, because Mercury rules your 2nd and 5th house. Like could be money issues to do with children, or, you know, your education, something like that. And maybe like some sort of expense to do with your home, because 4th house ruler there. So, and Mars obviously is to do with your spouse as well. 12th and 7th house ruler Mars is there. So all these things could be giving you a bit of an issue, like, oh my goodness, you know, how do I cope with all these financial issues, expenses? My children want this from me, my education needs this. All of these, just like allow everything to go through, and before you know it, everything gets more clarity, and you'll be able to move forward. And also, not only that, literally by the time you start even thinking about it, as we looked before, Mercury will be in own sign, so nice and strong with Venus, which helps it. And then obviously we also know from 1st of June that Jupiter also moves into Cancer, so that also helps the situation massively. So all the planning that you do now will be able to not just help you let go of things, but also see the bigger picture, because Jupiter will be in your 3rd house, So everything will just look so different to what it does now. So don't get bogged down with just mundane things. So enjoy just kind of that clarity that this gives you. For you guys, spiritually, you're going to grow quite a bit, because that's one of the beautiful things about Cazimi, because it just gives you that space to be able to see the bigger picture, meditate better, and really clarity of mind, and that exhaustion of mental exhaustion will just fade away. Let's do the next ascendant, which is going to be Gemini ascendant. This is for you happening in your 11th house of gains, friends, certifications, elder sibling, big money networks, groups that you'll have in your circles. So for you, you know that basically there might be a little bit of pressure for you to finish, for example, if you're at university, to finish your thesis and hand that in. So you're getting lots of time pressure and to achieve, basically. Or you could be, but you know, everything, just make a note of everything, be very, what do I want to say, just very organized in the way you plan things. So as thoughts and things come to you, just make sure you do like a voice note or make a note somewhere, and then look at it big picture before you send your thesis in, or if you're applying for a job as well, because this could be gain of anything really, because this is your 6th house ruler and 12th house ruler Mars, 6th house ruler and also 11th house ruler Mars is involved in this, Mercury, which is 1st and 4th. So to do with your home, your family, yourself, your groups, your work, and also the Sun, which is your groups of your friends, and your interests and hobbies are involved as well, how you learn. So basically, just it's really good time to just start making lots of notes, and then once the pressure is off, then look at it with clarity and just see, maybe you made all these notes, what is relevant and what isn't. And it could also be at work as well, so you could have a lot of projects that you're dealing with all at the same time and feeling a bit pressured by the bosses. That could be the Sun, or friends, or basically and trying to fit too many things. So if you're trying to do too many things and trying to keep everybody happy, all your groups, you know, seeing everyone and just being really busy, which is what Mercury always likes to do. So just ensure that you have that time to decompress and just let go, you know, just so that you are not, you know, your happiness is not about always doing, sometimes it's just being and allowing things to go through you. So just do the priority of what's important, like for example, getting through daily work. Treat yourself to a massage or exercise, stretch or walk whenever you can. Do breathing exercises, and you will get through this really well. And the next ascendant will be Cancer ascendant. For you guys, this is occurring in your 10th house of work. You've got 2 planets, Mars and the Sun, both have directional strength in that sign for you, and both of them rule really good houses. Sun rules your house of money, Mars rules your 5th and 10th house, so to do with your work, family, children, investments. Mercury rules your 12th and 3rd house, so how you communicate at work, how creative you are, how you are actually implement things, what you learn and put it into action. And also for example, your friends, and you know, so it could be that you want to be, like for example, you want to just make sure that you really kind of like practice that, because the focus for you, having 3 planets in your 10th house, really that is your priority at this moment. So you want to just, like, if you have other commitments, maybe you want to let go of them, and everything will just work out. This is really an achievement time when you have 2 of the most important planets with directional strength in there, one exalted and one in own house. So it could just be that you have to just let go of just wanting to be too busy and just concentrate on one thing at a time and execute it really well, rather than trying to be all things to all men. It really is, you are being noticed and respected at work. So all about achievement at work there. And let's go for Leo ascendant. This is occurring in your 9th house of family belief systems, and 9th house also travel, justice, and knowing spiritual things and religion are very much the focus. And your father. So this is time to, you know, maybe our actions are actually affecting our family, our parents. And if there is an illness in the family, you want to make sure that you're there taking care of them. Mercury is very, very good at healing, actually. So by just taking time to decompress, do breath work, etc., you will actually get the answers you require. Mercury for Leo ascendant is 2nd and 11th house ruler, so you're just a money-making machine. And in the 9th house, so that's really pretty good. Mars is a yoga karaka planet for this ascendant, 4th and 9th house ruler, so very strong. And the sun is the 1st house ruler, so it's multiple brilliant things happening for you. Lots of Raja and Dana yogas there, so success, money, recognition, but all of this will be even better once you have that mental clarity and focus. Not forgetting your parents, and especially your dad. Definitely a good thing for you guys. But as I said, you know, pay attention to the earlier parts of this video. Let's go to Virgo. For Virgo ascendant, this is occurring in your 8th house of changes, sudden changes, metamorphoses, and inner healing, dealing with all those secret things that are happening in your lives, and you just want to let them go. So there's a purification in your secret life, learning maybe all occults or things, for example, Reiki and all of that come into this too. Alternative ways of healing come into this. This is really healing from old wounds, inner child things, ancestral things that you've been carrying, karmic stuff. This is purifying and letting go. It's a really good time to do some deep stuff, to really let go and let go with love. So this is 1st and 10th house ruler. Could be some changes that you make to yourself, you make to your work. And Mars for you is the 3rd and 8th house ruler. So you're being challenged about how you are communicate with your friends, siblings, colleagues, etc. And basically getting the best out of them. You're trying to sort of change those things, so in order for them to be more gracious and loving. And also the other thing is sun is the 12th house ruler. So during this time, definitely letting go will be easier, closing chapters, and stop wasting energy on things that no longer serve you. So all those old patterns that we keep repeating, going into wrong relationships, come out of one, go into another one, or just like allowing people to you know, talk down to us or anything like that. It's really, you can get rid of all those sorts of things with love, always with love, because you don't want to bring about more karma. So you want to just, all these karmas that you're actually being gifted time to get rid of, it's this perfect time to do that now. And so let's go for so lots of changes as well. So be flexible about any changes that are coming to you in terms of things to do with your hobbies, things that, you know, changes, etc., like that. Let them go. Very spiritual time for you as well, with K2 being in your 12th house. Okay, so let's go now to Libra ascendant. For Libra, this is occurring in your 7th house. So for you guys, 7th house is your partnerships, your lover, your significant other, wife or husband, etc. Your relationships and your work is how you look at this. So this is how you would consider things to do with, like, for example, because for this you have Sun, which is your 11th house ruler. Mercury is your, or would be your 9th and 12th house ruler. So 9th and 12th house ruler, they are brilliant in the terms that they actually create a Raja Yoga for you in that house. I don't want you to look at the moon, actually, because that's, I mean, although it does actually help those, but I'm just literally talking about Mars, Sun, and Mercury at this moment. And for you, 2nd house and 7th house ruler, Mars is involved as well. So this is a really nice yoga for you. Again, very much to do with letting go as well, because Mercury rules your 12th house. Sun, obviously, 11th house. So it could be some expenses to do with your groups or to do with your partner. And so as you earn money, 2nd house ruler, you know, you're having to let go of it, because 12th house is but money will come in order to cover those expenses. But it's a good time to, again, declutter and let go and really work on your relationship. So if there has been like a bit of misunderstanding between you, you can just, with grace and love and compassion, you can talk about things. Mercury is communication, and start again. It's always good also, let the Sun be out of the picture, forget about the ego, and just do it with love. Next ascendant will be Scorpio ascendant, 6th house. I'm just going to go back one day. Yeah, here we go. So for Scorpio ascendant, this is 6th house, so all to do with work, all to do with healing and exercise, self-improvement, nourishment, any discourse, any meditation, all of these are in this. So obviously it means that you'll be working hard. Mars in the 6th house, 1st and 6th house ruler, Mars does so well. This is the perfect house for Mars and its own sign as well. So you'll be much more go-getter about like getting things done, very much self-aware, aware of things that will help you improve life, health, etc. Mercury for you is your 8th house and 11th house ruler, so it could be some changes in your groups, some changes in your work possibly, and Sun rules your 10th house. So you'll be working very hard, and your focus will be really good. So you just need to just keep yourself healthy and nourished and exercise well for that mental, physical, and spiritual clarity. And you do well, because Sun also does pretty well in the 6th house. So does Mercury. Mercury is the significator of the 6th house. So very good. It's just that obviously you don't want to get into an argument with any of the groups or elder siblings during that time, because Mars Mercury can make somebody be a bit more aggressive. And going now into Sagittarius. For Sag, this is 5th house stuff going on. So for you will be all about, obviously 9th house ruler Sun is there, Mercury is a 7th and a 10th house ruler, and Mars 5th and 12th house ruler. So all about romance, letting go of a relationship that no longer served you and bringing fresh energy. Could be a sudden thing too. And yeah, so it could just things could happen really quickly. So you could just suddenly meet somebody, maybe at work, maybe it could be something when you're traveling, or you know, having doing something creative. Maybe you're out at the cinema or something and you meet somebody. Yeah, so it's like, and actually I would encourage anybody who's single to just be out more during this time and use the energy of these planets to actually create what you want. Like always, I'll always say, Mercury being there with 2 malefics, just be aware, because it's your 5th house. Don't actually micromanage your children or your significant other or other people at work. Micromanaging is just, can really in the long run not serve you, because you know, we should treat everybody as though they are, well, they are important and they're sovereign, so they have their own opinions and goals and everything else, path, that you should always be supportive of that. Okay, so good luck with the dating. This sounds lovely. let's go now to Capricorn. For Capricorn, this is 4th house. So you have planet of 8th house, sun in there, changing your home, changing your car. Careful about driving fast as well, because 8th house is accidents. Mercury there, which is like your 6th and also your 9th house ruler. So again, be careful, you know, if your car needs a repair, don't try and jump in there and try and make another journey, get it repaired. And then Mars for you, which is also this good planet, rules 4th and 11th house. So it could be that you are actually working really hard for the family and helping people in your groups as well. But generally, a lot of focus on happiness, trying to make yourself happy, and focus on putting energy into stuff that makes you happy. So whether it's home repair, car repair, redecoration, bringing new energy into it, all of those things are things that you can do with ease with those strong planets in there. And because Mars and the Sun have an impact on Libra, which is your 10th house, this is pretty good too, and Mercury too, having that impact on it. So just be aware, you know, obviously that at home you're not using Sun and Mars on your family and your children, your spouse, you know, just being careful that use the aspect of at work, but at home that you're being of service to your family and loved ones. But generally speaking, very good if you're doing repair work. Works really well. For Aquarius ascendant, this is happening in your 3rd house. So this is 7th house ruler, Sun in there. Mercury is your 5th and 8th house ruler, and Mars is your 3rd and 10th house. So very creative, 3rd house, 10th house ruler, strong in the 3rd house. Mercury is your 5th house ruler. Again, that's a creative sign as well. So creative, to do with work, or very imaginative, very fun. Enjoyment will be there with your spouse, with your children, wanting to do fun stuff together. It can signify that you have few plans, some nice days out together as well. Really nice for work as well, because it brings a really nice balance there as well. Mars also aspecting Scorpio, your 10th house. So it's a really, really nice time. So again, allow everything to sink in with the Cazimi and all of that. And once Mercury, you know, once you've made note of things that you want to do, days out that you want to plan, then execute those plans. They should be pretty good. Oh, okay. So Pisces, for you guys, this is occurring in your 2nd house of money, family, food that you eat. So Mars will be your 2nd and 9th house ruler. Nice planet for you guys. Very important. And Mercury rules 4th and also the 7th house, so home and spouse and other people. Sun rules the 6th house. So Sun in effect sort of spoils there a little bit, because what it's doing, you have to use the power that Mars has in this time to just really work on that. Mercury is obviously not in a friendly sign. It's combust, and so be really careful with your money. This could be like that there could be expenses and things. So really use the practicality and organization skills that comes with Mercury, and really plan and execute your needs and your wants. And yeah, just be careful with that, because Mars obviously loves to spend money, even though it's in a good place, you know, but you work hard though, and that, you know, so you will have the money in order to pay for that, for the expenses. But generally speaking, it's very much to do with family and your values. Now for Aries ascendant, sorry, I don't know what went wrong, but it didn't really record the Aries. Anyway, here I am. The most important really, because it's happening there. Okay, for Aries ascendant, actually let's just go forward 1 hour or 2. Okay, we go. For Aries ascendant, this is obviously occurring in what would be in your 1st house. So you've got 1st house ruler and 8th house ruler, together with 3rd and 6th house ruler, and Sun, which rules your 5th house. So great time for education. If you are a teacher, it's a great time for you. Obviously, Mars in the 1st house means that you're very, very self-motivated, feel very energized. When you have 8th house ruler there as well, you're really embracing changes. But obviously be careful with that as well, because what happens is Mars is 1st house ruler, can actually create its own sort of fast accidents. And because this aspect in the 4th house from there, be careful when you're driving during this period. Also, so speed could be something that you could really watch out during this time. It's also with 5th house ruler as well. So it could just be that you are more competitive during this time. Actually, you could really, if you're not taking part in team sports, if you're trying to kind of, you know, do like challenge yourself, it's a good time to do that, but don't overdo it, because recovery could be difficult during this time if you are pushing yourself too much. So don't exhaust your body or your central nervous system. So generally speaking, it's a good time to really think about things you want to change, things you want to do for yourself, for your self-improvement. It really is time for doing things like that. Not a really good time to invest any money in any way, shape or form. But it could just be that you are literally dealing with all those kind of things that are really a bit difficult to deal with, because like 6th and 8th house rulers are in conjunction with each other. And when that happens, through sort of like hard work and effort put in, you can it can actually make things really manifest for yourself. But the key is here not to exhaust yourself, and don't get yourself, so you know, when Mars is in the 1st house, you can see where it can really get angry and be have a short fuse during this time. So take your time and do things logically. Use the logic of Mars, the intellect of Mercury, and the intelligence of the Sun to get through things. And this is only just a short thing anyway, happening for you. So enjoy, and I shall see you soon. Thank you very much for watching, everyone. Thank you.